Good morning, everyone. This is Jenny, and I am reading with Edie's Attic. I am giving you your weekly energy oracle update. In this week's message, we are looking at loneliness. We are looking at contemplation and overthinking. We are looking at leaning in on your ancestors and your spirit guides for comfort and friendship and guidance, and ultimately pushing through to what it is that you are seeking, releasing control and allowing what will be to be. First card out we have from the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds is number 6, the Light Priestess. And this card is about galactic wisdom and cosmic ritual. It says here in the guidebook, before you is a temple, a gateway to the realms of light. And it is broken. It is being restored, rebuilt, with every moment that you give to your own restoration and well-being. As you do this, likewise, this temple will be restored by the Light Priestess, she who weaves the rays and brings back to us the codes of our origin. With this card, we are being asked to restore our inner temple, to focus on our own well-being and nurturing our soul and our spirit. And with this, with the next two cards, I felt led to looking at my angel numbers book. With this number 6, it says, don't worry or obsess about material items, including money. Worry lowers the effectiveness of your prayers. Fortunately, the angels can answer your prayers if you ask them to. So with this number, you're being asked to pray and to release worry. The next card we have out is number 36, and that is Temple of Dreams, which I find coincides well with the first card about restoring that temple. Temple of Dreams, sacred dreams, prophecies, journeys. It says there are holy places in the hidden worlds where dreams are created, libraries where dreams that are necessary to be dreamt are stored. They are written in codes of light, woven into the energy field, then sent through portals and vortexes into the world of humans, and delivered to beings who are most open to receiving them. This we do with ideas, creations, and most often dreams. We create these dreams to inspire you, to offer you the very greatest moments of possibility, to send to you memories of other lives, to share preludes of the lives to come, to convey the connections that are between all of us and all of you. And with that, the angel number 36 says, the ascended masters ask you to keep your thoughts focused on spirit and release any material worries to them. Also to focus on your dreams at this time, remembering your dreams, journaling them, trying to recall what it was that you did, who you accompanied. What is it that you take away from the dreams? What do you think your dreams are trying to speak to you, and how did it make you feel? Because we're all individuals here, and every single one of us are working through our own past life issues, our own karmic experiences. We're all here to learn lessons, to gain wisdom, and to ultimately become the best versions of ourselves. So the groundwork and all of the tools that are being given to you can often be given to you in dreams for you to restructure your lives the way that you need to in order to become your best version. After that, I pulled from the Oracle of the Universe, and the first card I got out was Aries. It says, investigate the why. Ensure you understand your motivations for doing something, especially if it is going to be a challenge. What is the source of your motivation? Others may have hidden motivations that are different to yours. stop and pause and understand others' views. Often we can find a lot of valuable information in just listening to others' views, because sometimes we don't even understand fully the spectrum of what the opposite side of our opinion may be until we stop and listen and hear the stories of others. So you're being guided to listen, to pay attention, to understand others' perspectives before making absolute final decisions, because you may not have all the answers. You're being called to open up and not be so stubborn, which I think often resonates with the sign of Aries. So it says here, words of power. I am ready and motivated towards my intentions. And that is card number 1. Number 22, Pegasus, freedom. It says, find freedom in the mastery of oneself. You cannot control others. To be truly free, you must cultivate your independence. No one owns you but you. You always have a choice. Look to your values in order to make a good decision. And words of power says, I am free. I always have a choice. So after good deliberation and understanding and knowledge, gaining knowledge and insight, and looking at a situation from multiple views and perspectives, that you will be able to make a good, valuable decision. You are in control of your decision, but you are not in control of others. You can explain to others your point of view and hope that they too will listen and understand. But at the end of the day, each one of us is responsible for ourselves, our vessels, our souls, our choices, the way that we act here in the 3D, what we put into motion. Everything that we do is our choice. We are never, ever owned or controlled by another person. And most people believing that that is a lie, or that other people do control you, is indeed false. You are still in control of yourself and everything that you do here while you are in the 3D. The last card out from this oracle deck is number 28, Draco, guardianship. It says, you are precious. Know what you value and what your values are. Guard your own true self and your authenticity. Ensure your boundaries are strong. Protect your ideas. Ensure your property is safe and secure. And words of power is, I am the guardian of my own true self. Again, another card that coincides very well with the last. You are your biggest protector. But remember, you do have a team of spirit. You have ancestors of your lineage. You have spirit guides assigned to you. You have angels that surround you. You have passed on family and loved ones that watch over you. You have a group of spirit that moves with you and watches your moves on this earthly plane. And they are always there to guide you in the right direction, to give you inspiration and comfort when you need. You're not alone. I do feel, a side note before moving on with the cards, with some of my channeled messages, is that whoever this message is for, and I feel like personally it could be for a lot of people right now, I feel like there's a big heavy energy of loneliness going on in our society. And from a 3D perspective, from what I see, I feel like a lot of it has to do with technology, in my opinion. But spiritually, I feel that we're all walking a path right now. We're all working on raising up our consciousness. I feel like we're all going through a spiritual awakening, and everyone is at different points along this journey, that at times it can feel very, very isolating, because there's so many steps and levels to this journey and different points along the way of a spiritual awakening and what we're going through. Some people are just awakening. Some people are going through dark nights of the soul. Some people, which is like shedding your ego death. Some people are past that and are becoming enlightened and gaining wisdom. Some people are learning how to channel. And then some people are going back through karmic cycles. And some people are going back through more dark nights of the soul and more ego shedding. So like the paths are all so different, but we're all working through so much personally by ourselves in our mindscape, that I feel that it can be very isolating for people, and that we feel like we don't have anyone that we can talk to. I feel like a lot of us feel like what we are experiencing, it's hard to explain, and that no one would understand even if I said it. And that's a good possibility, that people that are in your 3D families, friendships, circles, workplace environments, school environments, that they may not understand. You're not wrong there. But the point is that being in a place of isolation and loneliness can be depressing. It can be uninspiring. It can lower our vibration. It can create more obstacles for us, because then we begin to overthink situations. We begin to almost hinder our growth and stop taking the advice of the divine, and start really, really thinking too much in our three-dimensional brains, if that makes sense. And Spirit wanted me to reference myself in this, about how basically the notes I wrote down, and I'll elaborate. My connection to divine is what helped me move past fears in regards to my channel, walking away from toxic relationships and friendships and environments. Looking back, if I thought one as alone, I never would have made the moves I did. Basically, looking back on the last year or so, I feel like every decision that I've made, I did it with faith that this is the direction that divine was pointing me down. I took direction from my channeled messages, and it all started by talking and communing with Spirit and hearing what they had to say back. Because when I started my journey, I fell into a place of extreme loneliness. I couldn't find a single soul that I knew would relate to me. And as much as I loved everyone, it was no judgment. I just knew that no one would understand what I was going through at the time. So I kept it to myself, and I became so extremely lonely that I had no other choice but to turn to divine as friends. They became my best friends. I talked to them daily. I did for months. That was really the only people I talked to daily was divine. And it took a while for me to come out of my bubble of safety, because at that point, everything that I did was by the suggestion or the recommendation of divine. And when I started seeing that the moves I was making were ultimately propelling me into a better version of myself, I was happier with the way that I was as a person. My character had evolved. My personality had brightened. My ambitions had heightened. Everything about the moves I was making was a direct result of what divine was guiding me to do, that I now look back and I think, I don't know if I would have had the courage to do half of the things that I did if I had not have leaned in on Spirit. Like, I never would have had the courage to speak on camera and put my experiences and my stories and advice and all that out there for the world to hear if I didn't feel that I had the support and the backing of divine. So this is going to be part 1. I'm going to do part 2. I'll be posting it soon.